Well, it's great to see you this morning,
Yeah.
and welcome to the office. And,
Thank you.
We're going to have a delightful conversation.
Yeah, we are.
I appreciate you being here very much.
Yeah, well, thank you for your time. I appreciate being invited, and it's an exciting time to be a young professional in Omaha.
Yeah, because spring is on its way.
Spring is on its way. Yep, that's right. So I was going to ask you about your new bike coordinator. Probably not that new now. I've been here about 8 or 9 months or so. But what sorts of projects is he working on, and how do you see some changes in bike and just transportation in general?
This city had been talking about a bike coordinator for over 10 years, and finally the interest groups put together the funding. And so there's no general fund dollars supporting our bike coordinator. It's coming from other sources. But I'll tell you why it's needed at this point in time. When I went to Boulder to look at the bike trails and so forth, I came back that we must do complete streets here in Omaha. So as we design or reconstruct our system, we need to take a look at cars, trucks, buses, bicycles, pedestrians, and the handicap. But as we bring in more and more bicycling onto our street system and make more trails and more painted avenues for them, it's going to change the safety component big time. And I think this is his #1 initiative. It's great to encourage more bicyclists, but we've got to get on the safety. For a motorist like me or you, our whole concept of how we drive is going to be changing as we see the bicyclists in the traffic stream. And we need to get ready for this.
Yeah, people don't know much about bike etiquette, and there's a whole learning curve about how to treat bicyclists on the road and all that. So
well, it'll be great for a city, and already in the last 12 months I see more bicyclists on the street, even in our colder weather days, and God bless them. They're all bundled up, they're biking to work or they're doing other things. But this is great for our city, and it lets us have those that are interested in that, fine. We're accommodating them, and we're being receptive to what they want to see in their city.
Yeah. How do you kind of make that argument with people who don't understand that focusing on east of 72nd is a really important part of making sure we have a vibrant downtown and the city keeps growing or whatever? How do you kind of make that argument about how east of 72nd is an important focus?
Well, when you have anything in life, whether you're with a sports team or whether you're with a business, or when you have something that's weak and all the others are strong, you got to bring the weak element up and make it just as strong as the other components. If you look at our city, we were on a course to be 2 cities until we did the Quest Center. This changed the dynamics, but we have one more thing to do. We're losing tax base to Sarpy County, and we're losing it in the older part of the city. So yes, I will spend more of my time trying to bring North O and South O up to a parity with the western part of the city. This western part will get stronger if we do this, and it'll give us a way to get our gang violence down, our gun violence down, crime, when we put people to work and get on top of this poverty. It'll also restore our tax base and strengthen it and give us a stronger city that's going to be able to do the things we dream about. And so I will need to be getting into the West and explain the story and get input from the western part of the city, because we need their help as we go east and get on top of this poverty, the 30% unemployment on the north side. We must change that.
Sounds good. I know you live in Dundee. Have you ever seen yourself living in a downtown condo or something?
Well, I'd love to come downtown, and as city councilman I couldn't. I had to stay and live in my district.
Sure.
And so Deb and I have talked about it, but we actually live in a country club area way up north of 60th Street, and we live in the woods. And so we love that, but there may come a point in time when we want to downsize and say, well, let's go downtown.
Yeah, no more shoveling.
Love to be living in the core of the city, quite frankly.
Same. Okay, so the Young Professional Summit is coming up next week.
Wow, that's great.
Our keynote is Mayor Cory Booker. We have set attendance records already for more people that are going to attend. And I know that after the summit, you and Mayor Booker are going to meet briefly for a little one-on-one and talk mayor to mayor. So what would be like the first question on your mind that you want to ask him, or topic you want to
Well,
talk
you know,
about?
even though we're talking mayor to mayor, we're really just two human beings talking about issues.
Yeah.
Well, I think I want to go to school on him a little bit. He certainly got a tremendous challenge with Newark, and the fact that city has had a loss of population. It certainly has had a crime issue and gang issue and all the other things being there and part of that urban area. So I want to kind of learn how he's addressing this. I know he made a decision to put in a very strong police chief, as I did here, in Alex Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we looking at as we look at the enforcement? But maybe I can share with him the importance that we see in the 3 E's of enforcement, education, and employment. And then how is he doing that in his city? And what can we learn from that here in Omaha, so we continue in a positive direction?
Mm-hmm. I think something that young professionals really look at and admire of him is he's a really good communicator and has really put himself out there in a more open way, in the sense that people in Omaha, Nebraska are really big fans of, you know, the mayor in Newark, New Jersey. So I think that that's also something that he's done is communication. He tweets all the time. People laugh at how much of a Twitter personality he has and access and stuff. But that's, I think from a young professional standpoint, that's also something that has made him more likable, is that he seems just very open and, you know, there with people during all of this. So.
Well, he's captured the social media of the times, mm-hmm. which we are doing more of mm-hmm. as well. Yep. And we've got to get the story out. We've got to get out the positive things we are doing here in our city and this administration. Mm-hmm. And I know we will get there. And mm-hmm. certainly I'm a strong believer in the young professionals. And that is the future. And that's why I'm interested in putting young professionals on our different boards and commissions to get them ready to go to higher mm-hmm. heights as we all participate in this wonderful city. But we're going to turn over the keys to the city to the young professionals here at some point, mm-hmm. and it'll be their turn mm-hmm. to take the city forward.
Yep. When you're out outside of Omaha, what qualities do you use or normally talk about to sell Omaha? What are your favorite things that you talk about to sell Omaha?
Well, I've done this for a long time. I'm well traveled. When I was with HDR, I was mm-hmm. on the road 2 to 5 days a week. I've been to 49 of the 50 states, and we interacted with people of all shapes, sizes, politics across this country. And Omaha gave me a chance to talk about people coming and visiting, and particularly as we look at those that want to come and do business, mm-hmm. those that want to come for a tourist possibility, and certainly conventions. And mm-hmm. I did a lot of pushing on that to get people to bring their meetings here. Mm-hmm. And everybody goes through the same thing. Why go to Omaha? Mm-hmm. When they come, then they start selling Omaha too, because mm-hmm. of the experience. And it's yep. always a wonderful experience. Yep. And this is just something that I think we need more and more of our citizens doing, that continue to travel in their business mm-hmm. or social to continue to sell mm-hmm. Coming to Omaha. It's a great city.
It's almost equipping them as really great ambassadors, because they are, 10 times the voice that any sure. other one of us could ever have.
And that's a great word to use, just being an ambassador mm-hmm. and talking about and bragging about ourselves. I know Glenn Fostick, who is head of Clarkson here, mm-hmm. is from Flint, Michigan. Mm-hmm. And I said to him one day, Flint went to the bottom and that wasn't good enough. They then decided to go even lower with their economy, and what do we need to do so we don't do that here? Mm-hmm. He said, you need to brag about yourself. Yep. Omahans do not brag about their city and brag about the quality and brag about the caliber of the people that are here. Yeah. And I said, you're right. And so we need to be very proud and very much on the, let's say, pushing forward to brag about mm-hmm. ourselves.
I was having this conversation with someone recently about how we need to have a stronger, more aggressive online presence. When you search Nebraska or Omaha or whatever, you learn some really great things, but it's not the same experience as someone who comes here and spends 24 hours in the old market or talking with people in the coffee shops and that sort of thing. And there's no reason why we can't have that brand or that image online as well. And so it was kind of be more aggressive, talking about the really rich quality of life that we have and make sure that's out there. So when someone comes to visit for work or something and they go home and are telling their family or coworkers about Omaha, you know, that person's going to go Google Omaha or Nebraska.
Sure.
And making sure that that's that really rich, vibrant quality of life message that we do have.
And this is what I see in the young professionals. You have grown up from very young ages with the e-world. Mm-hmm. It's natural. It's just so comfortable for you. Mm-hmm. And so the opportunities that you bring to our city is to help do exactly what you just said. Mm-hmm. How do we get that expanded into the e-world elsewhere around the globe? Mm-hmm. That's an asset that we have. Now we have to work it. And it's in the hands of the young professionals, and they're the ones that are going to bring the success by making that happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're right.